One of the important things that I've learned about self-care, um, and I didn't learn this until probably 2016, until I moved back to home to Florida, um, is how absolutely imperative it is in order to help you love others well. It's funny because in the Gospel of Mark, um, Jesus talks about giving one of the commandments, and one of his commandments is to love your neighbor as yourself. And I've always kind of taken that to mean, and I don't know why, but I've always taken that to mean to love others more than I love myself, to put others above me as far as loving on them and caring for them. And that's a very good and sacrificial notion. But at the cost of that, for me, ended up being a life where I just had no sense of identity, no sense of who I was. I was the heaviest I'd ever been at 320 pounds. I was alone. I was going through my second divorce. And I just realized that how little I was caring for me. And then finally, as I was sitting there thinking about my next plan, and at the time I was living in Georgia, I was thinking about how that verse says to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Not more than, not less than, but it denotes an equal portion. And so the verse is really telling us to love others as much as you love yourself. And based on that verse, based on what that means, I looked and I was like, you know what? I don't love others well. I don't care for others. I just, it's not that I didn't care about them. I just didn't care for them. But going hand in hand with that was the amount of carelessness I was giving towards myself. So slowly but surely, I have started to put some self-care elements into my life, taking care of myself, the way I eat, the way I think of myself, the way I speak of myself, the amount of sleep I get, food, exercise, and it has just become this big picture for me. And I think the thing that I love the most is that I've learned that by loving myself well and caring for myself well, it frees me up to love others well. Kind of like working out. I'm sitting here in my workout clothes from my workout today, and I know that by working out, I'm improving who I'm going to be down the road. So later in my life, when I'm older, I don't want to be a burden on anybody. I want to be free. I don't want to be chained to an oxygen tank or a wheelchair. And I know some of those things we can't control. But in as much as I can control, I'm going to do what I can to love myself well and to care for myself. So I don't want to be a burden on my wife later. I don't want to be a burden on my family later. So I'm loving the future versions of themselves and me by caring for myself today and by working out 3-4 days a week. So there's so much more to explore in this topic, but the idea of that is just really, really important for me, and it's really become a major part of my regeneration. If you have any questions or like to talk more about that, feel free to drop a comment below, and thanks so much. See ya.